welcome back to King Swift, and as always, thanks for watching, thanks for being there, thanks for subscribing. Brilliant. Last episode of the Ocean Pirate, we was in the Bilge area, in the very front section of the cabin. We're still going to be down that way, but we're moving over to the starboard side where the shower room is, and the shower room fixings on that starboard wall's all got to come out. Everything the Bilge has got to come out. We've got to see what we've got to do down there, get ready for cleaning up, and yeah, we'll make some big progress on that today. It'd be nice to get that part completely finished, actually, that wall especially. As for the wheelhouse, we're still waiting for the temperatures to rise a little bit. It is getting a bit warmer now. Need a couple of continuous days of just reasonable temperatures really, and then we can hit this and start sort of like getting some coats of varnish on, but not today. We keep on working through. On boats, you tend to build from the bilge upwards anyway, and so a lot of work you don't see, it's there, it's just in the bottom of the boat or hidden behind panels and stuff. So that's what stage we're on now. Okay, let's go. Okay, working through. Let's get these out. Let's see what we got. These are all the original panels, but we need to really work out what we're doing with this now. We need to take out, get in the bottom, do the same as before, blast down, look inside the panels, empty out we don't want, and work out what we're going to keep and what we're not going to keep. Wow. Right, now, this is where the new sink's going, but it's going to go over this side more. We've got a ton of stuff going on down here. It's all come out, so we've got all new pipes, new fittings, new everything going in, but we need to get down there and give it a jet blast. I do believe we're going to take all this out as well. There's no point in having any of it. We might as well go all the way back, and then we can insulate the back wall. And there's no welding to be done on this bit here on the side, so we can put some foam insulation or something there prior to anything, and obviously give it a massive clean. Right, let's take all this out and bring it back. Got a lot of condensation dropping down here, and that's coming from the windscreen at the windshield at the front of the boat, and it's coming down this side, which explains why we've got a lot of the water damage. So the quicker we insulate that ceiling in there, the better, because basically it's coming from the ceiling, you're getting condense in the top, and it's working its way down round the frame. We're not getting a leak in the frame now, but we are getting condensation build up on the ceiling, works its way down onto the window frame edge, all the way down, and it's coming down here, and you can see it's now dripping down here, which explains why we have a piece of bad wood above our heads. So it's on the list to do. Right, let's crack on. Keep these bits because they're cut, they can be reused, and it's all hardwood. You never know. You never know, you might want them again. To keep things like this, this is a aluminium. It's been obviously made for the job. So things like this are invaluable. You'll find your use of, you know, even bits of pipe like this, even these end pieces. These are just invaluable bits and pieces which will come across on the boat, and you think, oh, that's excellent, I've got one of them. And therefore discharge, so they're not under pressure. They're all basically gravity fittings. So as long as they're reasonably sealed, they won't cause you any problems. probably keep the frame, that's handy. There you go. There we go. Who cares? That's it. Screw from the back. So that case must have been put in attached to this. Whoa. Oh. Always one. Bingo. Diesel. Don't like the look of it anyway. There you go. God knows what was in that pipe. Right. Can you imagine? We all know what this is. This is the poo valve. That will be, I'll do this, I'll strip it down, you don't have to. And it'll be cleaned up. It works. It did work. Yeah, that does work. I can feel it wants to move, but I think it needs stripping and sorting out. What we're looking at? We're looking at a fresh start, that's what we're looking at. A fresh start. We know what's coming soon, the blast, the vacuum and the blast. And we look at doing this section here, taking this piece out so we can concentrate on what's coming over this way. Lovely. A clear up time. Bring you back when all this is in the bin. I don't think I'll be using any of it. We don't want any of this in, so our floor wants to be here. We'll go over it in a little while how this is going to work out in this section, but I've already got it in my mind how this is going to work. So, right, grinder, cutter. As usual, whenever you do anything like this, it all turns into an absolute mess. And I sat on a nail as well, which didn't help. But we're looking, yeah, it's looking clear, isn't it? So much better, so much better. And it's all going to go in new. And when we put all this in new, like I said, I'm going to get everything, I'm going to put it on the side, and you'll be amazed how much actually goes back in these areas here, under these steps going through either way. You'll be absolutely amazed what goes back under the floor of a boat. It's incredible. And it's not good when you're paying for it, though. Cry. Right, let's go. Cleared up. We all know it's coming next. Let's have a quick look before we start. What's the last one? We're going to give it the big old blast. There's a couple of little bits to just do, tidy up a little bit, but to be honest, that is now looking good enough to give it a gunk blast everywhere. No different to the first part. Gunk, neat, well, undiluted this stuff. And again, we're going to start with top, working down all the way through. Let's give it a go. It'll all disappear behind foam and a panel and such like, just the exits here for whatever you need. So we can then say that this part is absolutely insulated, you know, or as good as. I have noticed that this boat does suffer with condensation the way it is at the moment. Right, I'm going to prime these. I'm only going to do these timbers. That's all I can do. This goes off very quickly. It's actually a satin furniture paint. It's not actually a primer. I use it all the time because it goes off fast and it's completely water repellent, which is brilliant. With one coat and you are sealing up. One coat, that's all it takes. No longer going to be a shower tray like it was before. That they had a shower and it just went straight into the bilge. We're not doing that. We're going to put a shower tray in. It may mean we have to change the floor plan a little bit, but at least we can say this bit here is out the way, it's done. And then the big one is the amount of stuff. You will be absolutely surprised the amount of stuff that goes into these bilges up to the centre point where the sensors are, which have to come out as well. But yeah, that's the next one to think about now, what's going to go in here. But the big one is to get it foamed up, insulated, leaving certain areas because we've got pipes to go outside as well. And yeah, we're moving on. Right, as I'm moving on, let's finish this and I can show you where we are. So that'll do it, I think. That's looking loads better now. This paint doesn't take long to dry, so I just need to bring the temperature up inside the boat, and then we can look at doing some foaming up on that side. And once it's foamed and that's gone off, we can look at putting the panels on as well. And then that side is absolutely done, absolutely ticked off. We'll not go behind there again. Lovely. Right, I do things a little bit differently when it comes to putting a bit of insulation in. I use foam. I use a fire foam, and people use all sorts of foam on their boats, but I tend to use fire retardant foam because I've seen what fires can do to a boat, and it's not that much more expensive to buy it. This is a gun. In England about 20 quid, 25 quid, something like that. You can use the ones with the little foam things, and they're okay, you'll get away with it, but you're going to have wear gloves, without a doubt. Wear gloves with this, to be honest. But if you're using the ones where you're pressing the little button on the top, yeah, prepare for a mess. Now, what I also use, and I do it for a reason, is I use this insulation, which is for garage doors actually. If I just open this up. Basically, it's homeopathic, it has an air gap going through. It has very slight, I wouldn't say air, but it's like a porous material on the internal side. And I tend to line the back of the boat first with this, wherever it goes. So basically, it just goes into place here. And then I put the foam. It's giving you a layer of insulation and just doing that. But foam, you can't beat foam for something like this. And I then put the foam on top of this. So I'll build up on this. And I'll do it for a simple reason. If I ever want to get back to these panels, I don't want to be sitting there scraping all this foam off. I can take all these panels out and I can just break the seals and pull the whole foam, pull it out, and the boat's exactly as it was. I wouldn't advise foam in a wooden boat, but I don't think this will do anything any harm because it's not, you know, wooden boats like to breathe. And I won't do the wood section. I tend to take this stuff up and just leave it a bit loose at the top because it just gives it some variation. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is get this on. Measure off the piece you want. So we want it to go just a little bit inside here. That will do it. We don't need it to come up to the wood. So we're just literally going to put a mark there. That will do. You haven't got to be super neat with your cuts for this stuff. It's going to do its job. It's going to stop the foam from sticking to the boat, and it's going to give the boat a little tad more warmth. So, let's take that one off. First one. Now we'll do this side. Take it up to the top. Now, let's pull it off as a go. I'll get it in there a little bit. Now we're about creasing it up. As long as it sticks on, the foam will do the rest for you. Pickwick bits we use them for some bits after, just some tidying up. When I bond this, I don't bond up to the wood with the foam. This just sits there. It just sits there, there's air all around it. It just stops that little bit of cold from coming through. But wood, this is wood topped with fiberglass and then painted. So it likes a little bit of breathing space. This is different. For some reason, this is wood and that's aluminium. So we can do that, but we probably won't. We'll just probably use this. Right, next bit. And to think that all this, you won't see. This is all stuff you do prior to anything going in here. Right, let's not waste any of this other stuff. Go down the bottom here. We're good. Okay. This is now ready for foaming. It's fully insulated. I'm not going to foam the top side because there's a little bit of wood above there. On this side there is no wood, it's aluminium, so we could probably get away with foaming, but we won't bother. Nothing on the top, only on the sides, and only down to the water line. I don't go below. People do. I'm not sure if it pays off, to be honest. I think it just makes a mess. So now we need to put the foam line in. So let's do that. I wouldn't do this with wooden boats or anything, but it's metal. A lot of people just spray on, like I said, straight on. With this on now, what we do is put a bead of foam just above areas for the foam to sort of go off. So we don't want foam dripping on these, and then we'll do the lines in, and then we slowly build up to where we want with the foam gun, and then and that's it. We measure up for the boards, cut the boards, paint the boards, wang them on, and we can actually start almost saying we're ticking this off. Right, let's go. Right, just at that, we just let that go off now, and then we can push it to where we want it to go, and then we turn the old power up a little bit on the gun, probably change this one actually, and we refill it. What I've done is I've changed the canister on the gun, and I've just infilled a few of the harder bits, and we just do a little bit of infilling now, and see how we get on. And it is literally straight on top. So from the bottom, you see it start falling a little bit, just stop, go on to another bit. And the reason I put these bits in is because I can now go above that without worrying about that dropping down. Basically, that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to do the whole lot. Turn that to come down a little bit, I think. Oh, get a bit confident with that one. I think for now, that will do. Okay, I've cut boards, nothing fancy, literally it was the old shower wall I ripped out. So I cut it into 3 pieces because not one single piece of it was big enough to do this, and like I say, this is it's a bit of overkill, but I like to do it. And this will all be panelled inside with, I don't know, there's a screw, stainless steel screws, I think that's about £3. But yeah, so let's get them on. Board number 1. Going over the bilge and the sink outlet. These will soon be painted as well. I don't screw them up tight until they're all on. Because you'll end up putting them on, tying them all up, you get to the last board and you can't put the board in. So I tend to go one screw at a time until they're all in position. I've already marked out. I've drew lines on the boards where the back wood is, where the beams are. So that's a good fit there. My favourite trick, just put them in position and hit them all at once. Okay, need to cut them from the bottom, but that's, I mean, look at that. I mean, you could hang a car off that. So we've got access to our pipes, access to these ones here. The next board, what goes in here, we'll actually cover this. It will come up here on this, around where my hand is. Should be enough room for a pipe to come through on an elbow, because the toilet has to sit on a flat wall. Basically, bear in mind, it's going that way more. So we're going to be up to here. So I've left a rib here. So if need be, we can put another piece of wood in here, and then that will move along. So we have a nice long area. The sink actually will be about here. Be about here. Sink, and loo, shelving. And I'm actually thinking about cheekily putting a couple of lights in here, just to give it something, you know, when you're sitting on the loo or something. I don't know. Put a couple of lights in, why not? We can. Okay. I think that will do for now. I think put a second cut on it in a while, but you know what? It's good enough. It's good enough for now. Working through, remember the boat builds from the bilge. Starts in the wheelhouse, ends in the wheelhouse, but most of this boat is actually hidden. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that, and it's going to be a bigger shower room, and yeah, brilliant. Been a cracking one this really, for getting some stuff done. Nothing too exciting, I must admit, but there's been a lot achieved in the last couple of episodes, and we're slowly moving through the boat now. We're slowly moving through the underside, the bit no one ever sees, no one realises there, but it's doing all that work. So, as always, thanks for your subscriptions, your comments, and if you do like what I'm doing, yeah, like and subscribe. If you know, send me a comment, send me a message. I'll always answer your messages. And as always, take care of yourselves, people. You are the people which make the channel. I just make this video. So take care. Thank you.